Okay, y'all. I hope y'all not getting tired of my morning stuff, but look, this is the way it is right now. This morning, I have been out in the garden because it's time for that thing to go the way of the dodo. So y'all I've been out there now. I have to warm up. I really do. And, because yeah, I got too cold out there. These tips really got cold. And you can tell they did because see how pink they are right now. So what I'm drinking this morning is, and if I flip this camera around, y'all will see I got a skull cap on. And when I go outside, it doesn't really matter what time of year it is. You're going to always see me with long pants on and long sleeve shirts on when I'm outside in the garden because stuff be out there. Bugs, stuff crawling, trying to find a warm body and all of that. And I am not interested in being the warm body. Anyway, this morning, I am drinking, since I went outside and got myself chilled, I started this yesterday. I'm drinking echinacea and cranberry. This is naturally caffeine free, as you can see. Heath and Heather. And this is a UK brand tea. And here's all the deets on the back of it. How to make it perfect. There is the website if you're interested. This is as my aunt would say. And she's a true Brit. This is such a lovely tea. I can't mimic her, but y'all know. Anyway, and this is what the box looks like. And you see all the stuff on there. And there we go. And it's just more of the same. And then here's some more information about it. So maybe that will give you some type of idea. But I'm into this because of vitamin C content and also the health properties for echinacea. These are some other teas that they make, which I like. The fennel tea, when I got an upset stomach or anything digestive going on, this is my go-to. I also have some fennel powder, which, hold on. Okay, here, I'm back. Here's my fennel powder. And it's straight up what it is, okay? This is for true fennel powder. And it just depends on what I grab first. If I feel like doing this, I do this. If not, if I'm near a bag, I use a bag. If my stomach is bothering me, or if I feel like I got, extra, like a gas pocket or something, this right here, this will do you, okay? Fennel in and of itself. Dandelion, this one is a good one too. This to me is more like I treat this like a detox tea. My great grandmother always had dandelions growing, and she would eat them like break them down like with greens and stuff like that. And she would also make teas and stuff like that. I wish that I could have got to know more of the things. She used to do a lot of stuff. Anyway, this is another one. And all of these teas, to me, taste good. Now, why is this out here? Because I went outside without putting something on my lips. This is what I put on my lips at nighttime. And it's also what I put on my lips when I'm going out in the cold. And don't pay any attention to my fingernail because I did that yesterday when I was messing with something that I shouldn't have been messing with, and it did that. Anyway, this is what I use, and I didn't put this on when I went outside. And y'all do know that the Clorox company owns the Burt's Bees company, right? So that's why I always, y'all hear me kind of sounding cynical about something sometimes, because these brands that, have been tried and true and whatever, they get bought out. And all the time, sometimes it's kept on the low, okay? And so this is what the echinacea and cranberry tea looks like, y'all. This stuff is delicious. I mean, my version of delicious anyway. But I got this on. I'm getting ready to sit down and drink this, and then I'm going to head outside. Then I'm going to, talk to y'all about what I learned out here in the garden and show you what brought me to that. All right. Okay, garden broke down. Here's what is left of the garden. And I have to empty this out, and I have to empty that out. That's kitty food. but hey, that's another story. Anyway, this is my sage and my rosemary. Y'all, I finally got some rosemary to grow. This has been something that I have been having problems with. Oh man, for years I've been trying to establish some rosemary. So I finally got some. Oh, I just love the smell of that. And this is the mint that I have left. I got to clean all that out. And I guess it's time for me to get a new mint marker, because this thing here, yeah, for real though. And basil, this basil, and this parsley, and the thyme. The thyme should winter well, so I'm not going to really worry about it. It should come back. But the chives, this basil, and this parsley, I am going to wash, and I think I'm going to put them in my dehydrator and dehydrate them down and put them in jars and just use them through the winter. And then just clear all this out. That's the rest of what I'm going to do, is clear this out and put plastic over it and stake it down. This bed here has already been cleared out. And this is the lesson, one of the lessons that I learned. This right here, these are Pierre's collard greens. And out of everything that was in this garden, these things right here struggled the most. They were difficult. I mean, they kept getting eaten up by bugs. They were having a time. I mean, I'll come out here and most of the time it would be just stalks. Just stalks. And it is cold. And everything else that was out here is right up there. But this thing that was struggling at the beginning just needed to get footing. It needed to get the right conditions. And a part of it, to be totally honest, it needed to be left alone. When I left it alone, stopped fretting over them, and just let them do what they do, this is the result of it. These are Pierre's collards. And I'm going to cook them for them and pull them off so that they can make some more, because this is a fall green and it'll do some more. But that was a lesson that sometimes I just got to back up off stuff. I need to take my hands off of it, and I need to let it do what it do. And knowing that I don't always have the answer. Sometimes the thing has within itself what it needs to do. What it needs to do. And I know that didn't come out right, but what I'm saying is, if I take my hands off of stuff, the whatever is in it is going to bring the result that you want. This is the result that I wanted. And it took time for the conditions to be right. And then they did what they were going to do. The other lesson that I learned was in this box. This box had tomatoes in it. It had peppers in it. There's, one of the placards and everything. And I'm going to take y'all over here and show you. All the way up to the end. Things keep on going, and they go and they go. And this, to me, is how life is supposed to be. I was listening to Charles Stanley last night, that somebody did an interview with him. And he was talking about he has no intent of retiring. He has no intent of when he's not ministering, then he's going to be off somewhere doing photography, which is what he enjoys. But as far as sitting down and not doing nothing, he's not. Now, I'm bending down here, because this is a tomato plant. You see this? As cold as it is, and tomatoes are past their prime, this thing was still trying to make tomatoes. It was still working. This is an okra plant, and okra is past its prime. But this is a bloom that couldn't make, but it was trying. And these are an actual okra pod that wasn't going to be able to make. It had already kind of started being affected by the change in the temperature. But it didn't stop just because it sensed a change in the atmosphere. It just kept on going and doing what it knows to do. And then, when you think stuff is done, this is the last lesson I learned. You come out and you just look at it, and all you can see is this ain't right, and that ain't right, and that didn't do what I thought it should do, and this didn't, I was looking for this, and then I got this. It's always a blessing in the mix. This pepper was back there. Yeah, it got a hole in it. I won't be eating it, but it was back there. Didn't even know. It was at the bottom at the back. See all these tomatoes that were still on the vine? I'm going to take them in. And they not going to do what they would have done on there, but they will ripen in my home. And I'm going to take them inside. This was hanging on the vine, but it was really, really low on the vine. I had been looking high, and this was low. Bend your back. That's the thing I learned. Bend your back. In other words, get a different posture and look at stuff. Look at things a different way. You can't always just walk up and then you just look right there and it's right there. Sometimes you got to change your perspective. This little garden taught me a lot of stuff this year, y'all. This one here I had to struggle with. None of this stuff came easy. I got some more peppers. They were hidden over in the leaves and stuff. And then all of this was out here this morning. But when I was looking at it, when I was coming out here, I couldn't see any of this until I started pulling stuff up and realizing that even in the tearing down of something, something's waiting on you. So this door is closed. We got that right there. Pierre's, y'all got the lessons. And that's all I wanted to say today. That's it. Toodles.